Well, hello, my name is Eric Bruner. I'm the Chief Technologist here at GP Strategies, and today we're going to talk about something we call a learning journey and how to use micro-content within a blended journey. So out in the marketplace, we hear the term micro-learning. While we love the idea of micro-learning, we like it best when it's used appropriately in a broader context of a learning program. So let's take a look at that. So whenever you have a training initiative for a new role, a new performance for any of your typical audiences, you want to make sure that you're taking care of how you're going to prepare them, how you're going to equip that audience, how you're going to have them apply the new education back on the job, as well as how to reactivate it so that the learning turns into knowledge. And then, of course, support them in their new endeavors. So at first, we want to, when we do prepare, very straightforward. Introduction, orientation, alignment, and inspiration. You want to get folks in the receive mode so that when you actually go through the equip process where you're going to do your detailed knowledge transfer, courses, campaigns, coaching, cohorts. We won't spend a whole lot of time on each of these endeavors, but we're going to talk a little bit about the types of things that you'll see. For example, in apply, how will they transfer their learning back at the job via practical factors, checklists, certifications, and what we call active coaching. Reactivate is interesting. We know how the human brain works. The human brain forgets a lot and forgets very quickly. So in order to take the learning that we've had and turn it into knowledge, we need to recap, reflect, reinforce, and most importantly, repeat over time. And lastly, as we all know, when we're back doing our jobs at our desks, in our field, at the plant, right, we need performance support because everything that we need to have access to cannot be stored in our head. So how does micro-content play into this? So we talk about micro-content modes. In the prepare phase, we'll have a lot of communications. Right, when we get into the equipping phase and into the reactivate phases, we'll definitely have some direct learning, action learning, and of course, performance support. When we talk about communications, again, it's informational, it's update, it's status. When is the system going live? When is the new roles taking effect? When is the new product being launched? When we talk about direct learning, this is just kind of push information to your audience. Right? It can be an instance of learning that we in either standalone or series. And additionally, there could be feeds and topics that you want folks to stay abreast on. And in short, this is communicated from the program to the audience in kind of a static nature. Action learning, however, is more involved. Here's where we're actually asking the audience to partake in either rating, posting, taking polls, quizzes, and surveys, or actually get an assignment in what we call discovery mode, where they're going to actually have to go out and do some research or interview some experts in their field. And of course, performance support. And we have two modes here. Push, now with our new devices, we can actually go out and, as you're walking into an oncologist office, for example, push you the latest information you might need for that visit. Or going to visit a plant that has a certain type of pump, we can actually sense that and push that information to you. And as you're in a pull mode, as you're needing to prepare or have a trouble or a need on the job that no one can anticipate, you need to be able to pull performance support to get your job done. So here's an example of a learning journey. Down the left-hand column, we have traditionally what we would call our curriculum, or the skills, knowledge, and abilities that our learners and performers need to take away from the learning program. At the top and to the right in terms of time, we have our phases: prepare, equip, apply, reactivate, and support. And of course, in the content area here in our matrix is where you actually schedule out traditional and micro-learning activities to complete the program. So up front, pretty traditional method of communication is broadcasting links to videos and other activities and information via email or some other messaging system. In our equip phases, you might actually have some pretty in-depth instructor-led or facilitated sessions, whether they be coaching or full on-board e-learning and webinar scenarios. And what we also want to do is during the final phases of equipping and reactivation is put in invitations to discuss online in collaborative settings, take polls, and rate and comment on other folks' posts into the system to get that community and collaborative based approach, which is entirely geared on reactivating how our brain is digesting the initial content from our equip phase. So what does some of this look like? As an example, our introductory type movie can take this pretty common format out there on the internet today. Here we are just working with an organization who is new to collaborative learning, and a very quick 2-minute video on here's an introduction to collaborative learning and what we expect of you. In our reactivate mode, here's a very simple 30-second simulation. This individual is encountering something in the business place. At the end of this 30 seconds, you just absorb this video and you're encouraged to go out to a collaborative session and discuss how you would have handled that scenario. Again, reactivating and building on top of a previous intervention. Here with some new technology is actually a very easy way to perform some of your equip functions or reactivate. Is delivered right to the handheld device. Watch this video. As soon as the video is over, answer this question. The program owner will take that question and tally up all the results and promulgate that out the following week. And from that perspective, spur a conversation about what people's sense and opinion of that particular video and the other folks' comments on there. And lastly, in performance support, your pretty standard job aids in this scenario, how to do a transactional task in the system, whether it's a full-blown video or just an annotated screenshot. So these types of performance support always need to be available to the performers in context at the time they're doing their job, and most importantly, also need to be brought forth, and part of your training program is how to get to and how to use the performance support that you provide for them. So in short, this is our approach to how to involve microlearning and aspects of micro content in a broader blended learning journey. Thank you.